Okay.
Unless you want me to ask a question.
No, that's good. I don't know. I wasn't thinking about it. That's a good. Make 3 options.
Okay.
Square is the other option. Or cubic.
Right here, fourth option.
What was your 4th one?
No, I just got to the 3.
Okay. So square magnets would be like this one right here. Like almost 2-dimensional. Yeah. They work rather well. They have a nice pole. Nice size pole. They're kind of forgiving. Cylinder magnets, right here. These are the cylinders. They're really powerful in a small spot. So they're kind of neat too. The ones that are in here are cylinder magnets, but they're a different shape. They're almost well, they're 40 millimeters around diameter and 20 millimeters thick. So, and there's 9 of them in that beast. And those neos are powerful. And then the cube magnets, you know, you got your cube magnet right there. It's also quite powerful. Right now I'm charging a battery. I got some resistance on right now, and we're at 12.34 on the battery. I'm going to loosen it up a little bit. $12.35. Oh yeah, and we got it on the oscilloscope right here. This is the measurement of the drive coil, which is currently 18 and 20 gauge in series. It's just you're gonna get more inductance with with the more wire, with the more turns. You're gonna get more inductance. So I just opted to have more turns instead of going a single strand. But it's a parallel wrap, so it's only going so far. It's just twice as hard, I guess. So we got 12 volts going in, about 700 milliamps. When it gets going too fast, it starts shaking everything because I think there's a magnet loose in there and it's just taped in. So I don't want to mess with that. But we're back to 1235. But when it starts slowing down like too much, like or a lot, like you put too much brakes on it, I just take the brakes off or the resistance off. But like the proper amount of resistance, you're gonna get the right amount of generation.
Can you explain what pulse motor is real quick?
I can give a description of it. I don't know exactly.
Well, yeah, descriptions are
Yeah. Well,
then that's for George.
George. Hello, George. Yeah, the pulse motor is. Well, how it runs. Let me explain how it runs, and then maybe that'll help a little bit with me explaining what it is. Okay, so you got your bifilar coil, are two strands of wire that you've wrapped simultaneously at the same time for about, this one's 300 turns, but it's three strands. So one strand is 600 turns and the other strand is 300 turns because I put the two strands together in series. But I'm getting off track because it's I made it complicated, and when it's really simple. You got your power supply, you got your trigger switch, and you got your switch. Okay, so you got your trigger that fires your switch. So you got your power supply and you got your switch, and you got your rotor where the magnets fire your switch. So you use the magnetism to create enough electricity in the trigger strand to fire the transistor. And the cool thing about it is it doesn't have to be clean electricity. It can be any kind of electricity. I mean, real dirty, frothy electricity, and it'll still fire your transistor, and that's awesome. It's awesome that you don't need. Anyway, that's the simplest pulse motor circuit. You got your power supply, you got your coil, and you got your trigger, and you got your rotor. And other sorts of triggers. You don't need a trigger coil. This right here is a high frequency reed switch. So this will get it going really fast. You just need to use the magnetic field at the proper timing. So like right about here is usually proper timing if it's going that way. And you want it out of ways, especially with this 9-magnet rotor, you want it out of ways or you want it in there real close. You don't want it like in this band right here because it's all going to blend together and you're not going to get a good signal. So you either want it behind the band, hitting the outside, because there's a little, or you want it really close.
He says, cheers to you. This is awesome. Insane awesome.
See how it's slowing down though, because I got the resistance on there. It's up to 1237 now. I got to loosen it up a little bit and get it going again. Now, this particular circuit, I'm going to try and explain this one, is the SSG, Bedini SSG, John Bedini SSG from kenergy.store. And so it has the basic hold on. It's a very nice circuit. I suggest you check it out at the kenergy.store. It's really easy to use. So you got your positive and your negative input, and then you got your positive and your negative output. So right now the positive and negative input are hooked up to this power supply, and the output is hooked up to this battery directly. You really don't want to have to put anything in between the output connection and what you're trying to charge or what you're trying to run with it. So like, I have to put a cap bank in there so that I can even hook it up sometimes, because I like doing dual motors and stuff like that, and I work. No, you don't. That's not. You can't put that in there because the pulse is going to happen at the wrong time. And I'm basically talking about running the simultaneous relay. So you have a coil here, you have a coil here, and then you have magnets at 180. And I need to build like a big, maybe not big, but have the big magnets in it. Rotor with the big magnets at 180, so that you can swap the batteries without needing one of these relays. But I gotta build for the relays as well. I got different types of builds that I like to use or try to use.
Alright, we got a poll update.
Nice.
19 votes, 53% cylinders.
So you want to see that, huh?
That would include the round ones that are in there.
Okay. Yeah. These are nice, man. These cylinder ones are really strong. And that you don't have to spin this thing very fast to get it to go. You don't have to double them up. I had to double the cubes up to get a strong enough field. It's like there was a distance issue. The rotor was too high, so I had to like put some weight on it. So I'm like, well, why don't at the same time I'm putting weight on it, make the field stronger? Ding! It's like, I'm gonna use magnets to make the rotor heavier, and then it all just came together, because it did help a lot. Having stronger permanent magnets. I'm not saying for every motor or every like pulse motor out there it's going to be stronger permanent magnets, but for what I'm doing, the stronger magnets helps out a lot. And I've seen, like lid motor, man, he makes those tiny ones that are I'm like, wow, dude, I'm in awe of like all that stuff. But that's on like a totally different level than what I'm doing here. That's totally different. Even if it's like You know, there's a protest that it isn't different. It's really different. It's like I wish I could get into that. You know, using the tiny transistors. The transistors that I use are TO 3P or something like that. The big ones, man. I used the big ones. All right, there's the square wave. That's what's happening. Like when the magnet passes, and a large chunk of it's being cut off and put into the battery. You would think all of it's going to the battery. Maybe all of it is going to the battery. I didn't think it'd be a square wave, but it is. It's a pretty nice one too. Thanks for the likes. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. All right. We're going to loosen it up a little bit more. It gets going really fast when it's loose. Wow, it's like pulsing. The wave itself is pulsing. That's kind of weird. Maybe it's because of how far in it is. Let me back it out a little bit. Oh, it is. Wow. That's crazy. It looks crazy. Looks like the whole thing is like waving like this on this axis. It's weird. Maybe I just have never been paying attention enough to see it like that. That's pretty neat. Ooh, I'm like right on the verge, man. If I pull it off anymore, it's gonna go really, really fast. So I think I'm right there, and we're at 1238. I mean, right there isn't on the potentiometer. If I turn it anymore, it's gonna let loose. And that's not what we want, really. We want it to be under a little bit of duress here. We want it to be a little bit held up. so that it generates more. And then I want it to be much sturdier so that I can leave it running more. But this rotor is you notice the duct tape on it, right? It's there so that it doesn't spit any magnets. And I've noticed that if it goes extremely fast, it's going to spit the magnets anyway, because the duct tape is not going to stop it from happening. But it's all right. My son's out there having a blast.
I can hear him.
Oh yeah. All right, we're gonna like 12:39.
Brian Burgess in the house.
Hey, what's up, Brian? We're
Have
gonna
you
loosen.
Sorry, have you tried spike waves instead of square waves or sawtooth?
Yeah, I've run through all the waves on the solid state. I think that there are a few better ones than the sine wave for sure, and we'll get to that in a minute.
Try. We want to see you.
Okay, you mean get in the shot? All right. Is there anybody saying anything? Yeah. Oh, see, that's what happened the last time, man.
The super chat. I got it.
It got stuck. Yeah, I didn't notice. I couldn't see any of the chat. My fault, guys. Yeah, I've done the triangle. I've done the square wave. I've done. God, what was that other really strong one? It was different, man. It was a different wave. It was a different wave. I'll tell you that much. And then there was a step wave, a staircase wave. Not very strong, but it was unique, I thought. $12.40. Oh. Been having trouble trying to. Alright, I just heard it click. Watch that thing just take off. Like,
Yeah.
what? Awesome.
And look.
Now I'm just trying to get this battery up to a comparable level, and then maybe charge the other one a little bit, and then try and do some more relays. Don't know if it's gonna work though, with things being the way they are. I mean, they could probably work a different way.
Lineman LT says interesting setup. So it's spinning due to magnets.
Yeah, electromagnets and magnets, permanent magnets. I've got two different types of setups. One with the electromagnets on the wheel, and one with the perms on the wheel like they are now. and then the electromagnets will be on the outside, but I've got a setup where the electromagnets are on the inside. I have two setups like that. It's kind of neat, I think. What's up, man? Awesome.
What's up, man? Got 30 votes on the poll.
Nice. Who's winning?
50% on cylinder.
Nice. The cylinder magnets are strong, and they're best for the radial coils. Because they're round and cylindrical themselves.
Yanni's in the house.
What's up, Yanni?
What's the latest experiment?
Right now we're just charging the battery. We're trying to get it to the point where we can run a relay. I got some of those MJL 21 194s, I guess. The transistor. And I was hoping to be able to use those on the solid state generator over here. I'm just looking to see if everything's hooked up there all right. Let me turn it on. Need to choke that a little bit. 1240. We're back in the house. That seems to be right about where it needs to be. It's a little fast for me. I don't know. How about you guys? Is it too fast for you guys? Just kidding. Alright. We're going to take the end of this cap bank right here. And we're going to hook it to the pickup coil. Alright. We'll see how much it drops real quick. Alright, it's 1236. Anyway. We'll go here. And we'll hook up a multimeter to the battery. And then we'll turn on the power. I'm dying to see, actually. I don't even know if we're gonna be able to see it. Everything's so dim. I need to turn the light on. Alright. $12:05. Turn on the light.
The wave generator, signal generator is interesting. Not sure how to explain. You should be able to get similar results, but without the wave generator. Hard to explain. You can read that.
Yeah. Not controllable, though, Yanni. You can't really control it without. Really? Because you don't. Isn't that just for the resonant frequency? And you have to like find it first.
Said signal generator shows what I'm trying to say. Those results just by hooking up the bifilar to the SSG server. Question marks, question marks.
Well, you see one right here. That from the magnet just passing through, you can see a little sine wave forming. But I don't know what you're trying to ask me.
So Blind Man wants to know if there's an application for this and how much force it can produce.
Probably a lot, and I don't know about applications. It's really a toy that I do experiments with. I gotta reiterate that every once in a while. I'm just messing around. Right now I'm putting 9 volts in to the solid state drive. Actually, you know what I wanna do? Is I wanna hook up this multimeter, which means I'm gonna take it off of the coil. Yanni! You want to see the coil here? The bifilar, the reading you wanted to see last night. Yeah, I got it here. I ended up finding a place I could clip to the drive strand on the lay side of the transistor. It's pretty cool. It looks just like Kevin's. Really does. So I'll turn it on. I need to change the resistance though. There it is. This is what's being generated from the trigger, or not the trigger, but the drive strand. Wish I could leave it running like that. You gotta choke it up a little bit. All right, so 911, 9 volts, 9.11 volts. And see, now the power's off and you still get spikes. Like you could see the spikes, the pretty good spikes on a sine wave, kind of like, and then spikes, pretty cool. All right, so what? Oh yeah, this. I want to get the sine wave off of, or the wave itself, off of the other coil.
Are you doing a Bandini SSG circuit for price?
Price? Oh, yes. Yes, this is the wheel over here is a Bedini SSG from K Energy Store. It's a beautiful circuit. And I'm trying to figure out where I want to hook this up to. Maybe I don't. Maybe I want to leave it over here. See if I can do this again. All right.
So are you using flyback current to charge?
Yeah, but not gen mode. I'm not using gen mode. I have a gen mode circuit, but I'm not using gen mode. I'm just using, yeah, flyback or fly through. It's like it's throughput from the, but it's been oscillated and jostled around and put through whatever else you put it through. So it's not necessarily the same energy you put in the beginning.
The boss is here,
Hey, boss.
says you should get it spinning fast. Then pulse it every few rotations just to collect free spikes. Less energy could be used.
I agree. I concur. Less energy would be used.
We got 35 volts,
Nice.
51% cylinder. Prices used Litz wire pickup coils. He's used them. And movers, and it needs way less turns for same gain.
Yeah, I got a Litz wire coil right here. Oh, I can hear it singing. But I got it going into this cap bank right here, and then I got it going into the battery. So it should be interesting to see what happens. We're at 13 hertz right now.
Litz wires where it's at.
I agree, man. This Litz wire, I'm using it as a generator right now, and this pickup coil picks up about 400 AC volts from the Litz wire generator at 5 volts input. It's sick, man. It's not real. It shouldn't be real, but it is real. But I mean, a lot of work goes into making Litz wires, so maybe it's, you know, just equivalent of how much work you put into it. Oh yeah, that thing isn't even on right now. I'm flipping out. Okay.
Wow, with one coil, 400 AC.
Yes, sir. And it's only like a 25 turn Litz wire coil of the 18 gauge 100 strand 38. 100 strands of 38 gauge twisted into an 18 gauge wire. And it's at that little coil on the bottom there. It's only like 20, 35 turns maybe. But you gotta put like 433 hertz into it. Let me try that, because that's our magic number so far. Alright, and now this is a sine wave though. Should we jack it up a little bit, turn it into a square wave? We're at 12.05 on this big battery right here. We're trying to make it go up to 12.06.
He said, I can't believe I stumbled across your page. This looks like my old workshop.
Awesome. That's cool, man. Alright, so let's change it to square wave. Should we take the cat bank out of the equation? We're gonna let it run for a little bit because usually these things take a little time. We're running at 2 amps, 12.3 volts.
Litz wire seems good, but with magnets or coils and how that works. We need to think about saturation. These are all questions.
Okay.
How saturated each coil strand gets, they become magnets also.
Oh, yeah. Like that one right there.
Yeah.
This right here, this core, I printed this core with iron infused PLA 100%. So it's literally like 45% iron. All right, we're at, I just want to know I want to understand if you're suggesting anything or not. Price.
I have a design for a synchronous self-exiting generator using Litz wire. Utilities one rotor for drive pickup.
Alright, I think something was on fire over here, man. Some electronics. Maybe not on fire, but it was wanting to be on fire. I can smell it. And that's probably because I had it jacked up so high. I never do that without this meter. And I never do it when it's hooked up to a, because if I hook the meter up to where I hooked it up before to get the reading, it would get the 12.05 reading because it's going to read for the battery. Well, actually, let's see. I wish I had one of those meters that could read the heat. That would be really awesome. Huh. Thanks for the likes. Thank you. Alright, let's see here.
Limitless potential technology seems fascinating also. The channel with the H string.
Alright, let's see.
Bryce wants to show us his idea.
I'd love to see it. So right around 10 AC volts when it's hooked up. I don't know if that's enough to charge it at 12 DC volts. I don't know. I don't think so. Not in any significant way. But now let's unclip. See, 390 volts when it's not hooked up.
Yanni's got a bail.
See you later, Yanni. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. But yeah, man, this thing is blazing at 389 volts right now. That's amazing. But this is 6.5 volts and 1 amp. don't know, like, if juicing it up more is gonna make it increase exponentially or anything, but maybe a little bit.
Perseo prefers AC over DC.
That's cool.
Power is power in its realm. Like a moth in flames.
Right now it's at 420 AC volts. I'm at 720 in, 7.2 in, and 1.1 amps. Man, that's a lot of volts for, and that's because I'm using the Litz wire coil as a generator, and I'm using the big 32 gauge coil as the pickup. It wouldn't work the other way around because it's such a small Litz wire coil.
There's his numbers right there.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
that's awesome. Heck yeah. And with the solid sine wave, because if you, well, it's like you put a good one in, you're gonna get a good one out. Absolutely. At least right here, I know I get a good one out. The pulse motor is not so, it's not so smooth. It's good, but it's not like a sine wave good. Solid state good. It's not solid state good. And I've known that for a little while. I've been playing around with it for a little while. But I mean, what is it good for? Is the other thing I've been asking myself. Now, I've seen a lot of these things be able to like light a battery, or I mean, light a light bulb, like a flashlight. What? I've seen a lot of that going around. And that's cool. We need that. That's practical. All this stuff can do that. I mean, I don't have to hook a light bulb up to this thing to prove to you that it'll light up, will I? I hope not. All right. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's like humming. $417 volts. Gonna go up to 9. 450, 447. Litz for the win. Awesome. For a generator, I think I need a little bit bigger one. Needs to probably be at least this big. The wire can probably be any gauge if it's at least this big. It can be wound up to be any gauge. So that one's 18 gauge. It's 100 strands of 38. Wound up to be an 18 gauge strand. So it'd be like like a 20 gauge strand, and it'd be 5 of this and 20 of that. Litz wire can get really creative. It's all right though. don't know, I was running the air core for a long time, and then I just decided to throw that in there. But I think the 1 millimeter wire is pretty awesome. Man, I'm really in the zone right now. Hello. Hey, Pete, what's up? There we go. A little taste of some speed, a little bit. And I think the reason that this series connection works better than the other series connections is that this series connection is a lot shorter in its total length. See, and there's the SSG with gen mode.
Josh is in the house. Sorry.
Hey, Josh.
Do you have a PS5?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, it's in the shop.
Now that's a 9 magnet rotor, so it's probably not going to work like a relay would, but we'll get it going. We'll have 2 circuits going on this beast. And I'm wondering if I shouldn't just run the dual drive with this rotor. That might be what it needs to work properly. Oh, what am I thinking here? Well, I don't know. I guess we could try both ways for another half an hour or so.
Yeah, I think we got 28-second average gauge.
Nice. All right. So
42 votes, 52% cylinder.
right on. All right. We'll just take this core right on out of here. We'll run it without a core for a minute. Shoot. Right. Okay, now we just need to clip these to that battery, the output to the battery over here. Twelve 405. I think it's all ready to go. Let's see what happens when we turn this on a little bit. Hmm. Oh no. about that. We're gonna hook it up with 230. And there's nothing there right now, so that's what the problem is. There's a big void in the circuit because I don't. All right. So this is 230 resistance though. Heck yeah. Oh yeah, I can feel that. That's pretty neat. Boom. Dual drive. Woo! Double D. Have a double D. A double dose of double D. And this one's only at 3 volts. Haha. No, that's awesome. That's freaking cool. And I know I have another 230 around here somewhere, but I want to hook up, dual circuit with the same resistance and everything. And then see which one wins. Because as of right now, that side wins. This side is not doing that red hot in the tally there. It's
The race.
yeah, the rate. I've done it before and it's not doing too red hot. But just that little bit of it being on, it charged up a little bit over there. So maybe I'll just turn this one on a little bit. Yeah, that's nice. It's definitely got a spike involved with that. Mm. All right, so I want to hook up this other part right here. Nah, actually, I don't want to mess with that 32 gauge right now. Don't, yeah.
Then,
I'm blind. I don't want to mess with that right
yeah, I can't see it.
now. It's like a Hail Mary every time. Oh, dude. Man. I shall return momentarily.
Say hi to Tiggs. Why did it take 5 hours to make that? No, it's not a video. It's not a video. It's a background. So it took 5 hours. I didn't know I was that deadlocked in. I don't freaking know. Where did all the time go? What was I doing? I was on the phone. And 5 more hours on whatever the hell I put on it. Oh my god. Epic fail. I cooked the baby.
All right.
You know what I do after every single part that I order? I say I smell popcorn. So that everybody sniffs it.
That's pretty dead on with the resistance there. 230 seems to be right where it needs to be.
Sona. Who's Sona? Who is Sona? Why did, who's Sona? Who is
Mm.
Sona?
That is such a awesome coil. Maybe I will hook up the dual drive. See, about 15 minutes, we'll hook it up. Gonna hook it up, man.
It was gonna hide his blanket under his blanket. Okay. I can't spell Sophia. I can't France.
Interesting. All right, almost there, halfway done. Let's see, we're making good time.
Nice work.
You say the next one popcorn. No, it's not popcorn. No.
All right, one down.
Hi, kitty. Hi, kitty. Hi, kitty. Not that funny. Hey.
Trigger's done. I love how fast that's still moving.
Hi, King. I love pissing off people. Miss Sophia, the first gift. Sophia.
That's one drive. That's two. But one's an SSG circuit and one's an SSG with gen mode circuit, so
Sophia, the first.
Trace says, what are you making?
right now I'm just charging batteries with the pulse motor. I'm using 40 millimeter by 20 millimeter cylindrical magnets. Alright, this coil is a 4-filer coil, okay? It has 2 strands of 20 gauge and 2 strands of 32 gauge.
Why? How am I going? Oh, I'll put it this way.
Huh.
I just died. Why? Your room. Why? I'm going. I want to watch. Fun.
And currently it looks like they're, I don't know what you would call it, crossing each other out. Doesn't it look like that? But I think that's just the right speed for there to actually be some good generation going on.
I will fart in your room and then shut the door so if I fart and trap in your room. Put it back on. I'll put it on back.
Let's check this one out. I need to hook these up.
Hey! Dad!
Mm. I'm so sure, but that's clipping pretty hard right now. Alright, so it is hooked up, and that was my objective. And it's running pretty smooth. You got 8 volts going in on both sides. And it looks about the way I thought it would. We're generating a little bit on both sides, which is good, different. It's kind of right at a flux point in between 2 volt points, so it's like 18, 19, 18, 19. The other one was at 12, it's at 13 now. So that's good. Alright, but that's all I got for right now. I'm gonna go take it easy. Thank you very much. Peace out. Have a wonderful day. Please subscribe. Bye now.